Thank you. Thank you for being here. A special thank you to Anne for having us all and hosting this wonderful event. This is such a great opportunity for us because we're now able to share our music with you, share our influences, share what inspires us as artists. My brother and I both graduated from the University of Arizona. Yeah, that's right, bear down. Got my master's in 2010. He graduated with his bachelor's in 2011, correct?
Yep.
He has gone on to further his education. He's now at Northwestern University, back for the summer. And while at the University of Arizona, we studied lots of different types of music. But one that really struck us, one that we really felt a connection to, was classical music. And the music that we write reflects that. Maybe not that one, but we'll point that out a little bit farther. And we're actually kind of sad that classical music is not as relevant as we feel it could or should be.
Yeah, so one of our great influences is classical music. Well, the other great influence is Latin dance music. Now, during our time in Tucson, we've been exposed to a lot of Latin dance music and just fell in love with it. And so we figured, hey, what better way to make classical music relevant than to make it danceable?
So we have these two influences, classical music, and we've got Latin dance music. And so now we're going to talk real briefly about how we're trying to mesh these two together. There are 4 elements in music, inherent in all music, that composers get to play with. These elements are form, harmony, instrumentation, and rhythm. Now form is the structure of music. All music has structure. And this structure is what the other 3 elements, harmony, instrumentation, and rhythm, are built upon. And this structure provides rules for the composer to abide by, but it also provides rules that the composer can bend to create new music.
So say that the form is like a painter's canvas. Well, harmony would be like the painter's colors. Yeah, the great thing about classical music is that it uses the entire color spectrum to create really lush and complex harmonies. And I think that is reflected in some of the music that we wrote.
The instrumentation, if we're continuing that same analogy, instrumentation would be the painter's tool brush, or the different tools that the painter uses to get different effects or textures. Instrumentation is very important to music because it takes the listener to a specific style or genre. For example, if you hear steel drums, you automatically think calypso, Caribbean music.
And if you hear a banjo, you automatically think bluegrass.
You hear a harpsichord, you would think early music, classical music, Baroque music perhaps. Richard, our keyboard, is going to demonstrate a little bit of that right now. You automatically know what you're listening to, where it comes from, and what to expect next. So this is an important toolbox, important tool in the different elements that we're playing with.
Now the final element is rhythm. Now rhythm is what gives Latin dance music its danceability. And there are so many Latin dance rhythms to choose from.
One of our favorite styles of Latin dance is called what we call salsa. Now salsa has roots in Cuba with the rhythm called the clave, which sounds like this. And clap along if you'd like. So in salsa, a lot of other rhythms are put on top of it. Every instrument has a different rhythm they put on top of that, but it's all grounded in that rhythm right there. Now the congas will play a rhythm called the marcha on top of that. My brother's going to keep the clave because it's going to get hidden, but it's all rooted there. So now the drummer, Aaron, is going to play what the timbale player would play. It's called the cascara rhythm, and it's played typically on the side of the timbale shape. And then the bass comes in with what is called a tumbao. And so then on top of that, we add a piano part, which is called the montuno, and it sounds like this. So do you feel that? It makes you want to move.
So while classical music speaks to our conscious intellect,
Rhythm, particularly Latin dance rhythm, speaks to a deeper, ancient subconscious within our minds.
and if you bring them together, you create music that charms the soul.